Chad Warren here. It is Thursday, March 3rd, 8:25 a.m. Central Time here in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Hope you're doing great. So, I'm just interested in marketing. I bought some, I always get these confused. Blueberries, blackberries. Blackberries. Yeah. Blueberries are the ones that are just round. Blackberries are the ones with the little bitty grape looking things all put together. Okay, so I opened it, right, and then it says, let's see if you can see this. You can't really see that, but there's writing underneath there. It says, okay, first of all, this is Driscoll's organic, only the finest berries, 6 ounces, product of Mexico. But then it also says Strawberry Associates Incorporated, Watsonville, California. Okay. Keep refrigerated and rinse before use. Hello. Join for berry rewards. Psst. Scan bottom of pack. Just want to see what kind of berry rewards we're going to get here, you know. You buy so many berries, you get some berries, a coupon or something. Now I want to see, can I pull up my QR code reader? Okay. All right. Oh, my video's frozen. What does that mean? Let's see. Weird. It's still recording, but my video is not moving. Huh. Because I opened up some other kind of camera thing. Let's see what happens when I close that. Oh, I'm still in that. Okay, well then open it in the browser. Okay. Now close that. Do I get my video back? Then look at what that does. Let's turn that off and turn it back on. I'm back. Okay. Let's see what they got here. Driscoll's Berry Rewards Program. Exclusive offers, recipes, surprises, and our berry secret handshake. Wink, little Freemason, one eye. Birthday surprises, insider sweepstakes access, seasonal recipes and tips, behind the scenes content, member events and offers. Well, really we want free berries, but so be it. And they got your name, email. Never seen a confirm email. They're real serious about that. Zip, country, and your birthday. You get free berries on your birthday. A berry survey that pays in berries. On the consumer advisory panel, take our berry surveys to earn rewards and help make our berries even better. Take a survey. Okay, well, I'm going to pause this and then fill this out and I'll be right back. Alright, so, yeah, there was a little difficulty there signing up. So, I filled out the first form with the name and email and birthday. And, you know, the confusion is I just experienced it earlier when I was needing a username for an account. You know, so most of these are instant. As soon as you hit that, you get that message in your email when you sign up for an email newsletter or some kind of marketing or whatever. So on the page there was another place that was like a pop-up from the bottom, and it was asking for the email. So I was like, I'll try it again. I'll just put in that email this time, and then I got the email. So that's confusing, but whatever. Now, so we're going to study this as an example of marketing, email marketing. Okay, we've got Driscoll's, only the finest berries. Well, that looks like a lemon or something. That Okay. So their name, their font of their name, and their tagline is their logo. Yeah, I don't know what's best. Probably this is best in mobile mode. Recipes, finest berries, our story. Those are, what do you call those on a website? I don't know, menu pages, some website pages. We got a family, this is probably the Driscolls, I'm guessing, or maybe not. But they're enjoying some berries. They're serious about their berries. What are they doing here? He's got, looks like some cereal with a whole bunch of berries. That sounds nice, doesn't it? When's the last time you did that? So, blueberries. Now, but if they're red, they're called raspberries. But if they're black, they're called blackberries. You know, I wonder, because I was learning something about gardening yesterday from a YouTube channel. I'm sorry I don't know it right now, but okay, you know how there's green peppers, okay? So the thing I was looking up is germination. Why is it I plant these seeds and then they don't come up? And one of the reasons is, oh, you have expired seeds. So it's like, like what exactly is going on there? I want to learn the science versus the marketing. Is something happening to the seeds? Do seeds only last so long? You know, that's an interesting question. They're probably genetically engineered to only last so long, so you have to buy new ones. Probably something evil. So you'll notice that's a lot of what I'm interested in with marketing, is that any tool is neutral technically, but these tools are never used that way. There's like, I look at the human race, the problem that we have is, no, El Jefe, you can't have Driscoll's berries. You can't. You can't have them. The problem with humanity is that you have bullies and wimps, and both of those people are the problem. It's easy to point up and blame these bullies, but anyway, that's why I'm excited to work with Video Ranking Academy to learn how to get 1,000 subscribers. That I'm giving them enough value that they want to pay me $100 a year. That's $100,000, you know. Because that's the only way we're going to get out of this pickle, is to just cooperate voluntarily. These traditional institutions are all corrupted because, well, one way to look at it is some people think that we're in this age of Aquarius, and part of that is that you can't hide behind gurus, whether it's Jesus Christ or thinking that America, none of that's written down on that paper matters. What matters is, you know, how you're really living, because we're seeing all of our rights being taken away, freedom of speech, etc. So I'm excited to use marketing to solve real problems, and to put this tool in the hands of regular people. And we're really, you know, that's what's interesting, is that part of this is the real mainstream design, like YouTube, right? So, you know, somebody makes knives and they got a whole channel, everybody's obsessed with watching them make knives and all that. So on the one hand, that's about regular people having this new technology access to the market. But then the other side of it is the reason why YouTube, which is part of Google and all that, are going to give us that ability, is because now there's a fundamental change going on, and it's that we're going from capitalism into communism. So that in capitalism, the incentive is money, right? But now they're really trying to get you to buy the cryptocurrency and then depend on the internet, right? Because it has all these advantages. Okay? And ultimately, where that's headed is that people won't care about the Bill of Rights and being protected by a government, because it's going to become more and more obvious to everybody that the people that run the computers, the globalists, right, these super, super rich people, like we're look, imagine the past when people could not read or write, and then what a change that was with the Bible, the printing of the Bible. Of course, the Masons were all involved in that, King James, and that's the big difference between the Protestants and the Catholics, is it was like you could be killed for having a copy of the Bible. It was such top secret knowledge. And then those same types of people were the ones that created what became television, which was Shakespeare, right? That's a very interesting story. If you look that up, it's ridiculous. This character Shakespeare, it's like, wait a minute, this guy is illiterate. Based on writings that were found in his place when he died. And his daughter was illiterate. You have to look it up, but there's a lot of reason to think that he was just this brand to sell this idea to people, very similar to YouTube, right? Hey, you could be successful writing these stories. You can go from poor to rich, and there's always two sides of that. Obviously, I believe that does occur and all that stuff, but then the question is, that's kind of uncomfortable. I'm sure we could hear all kinds of examples. You don't really control your business, because they can just, oh, you violated our guidelines, and then there's no court system or anything. It's just, they can do whatever they want because it's operating like it's a private property, and you're on their property, and just like if you were at my house, I could ask you to leave for whatever reason. So these are big questions. But back to the berries. All right. So we're very glad you're here. What kind of a QR code email newsletter would you like to set up? And what is one I would like to set up? So we'll be thinking about that as we look at this example. So, what am I noticing about the format of this? Well, you got a white background. So it's got kind of this, it feels like a flyer, like it feels fresh, right? Like fresh berries. Fresh because the font, is cursive or like you're writing, right? And then they select which only certain words are like that berry. The berry is this natural thing. So it's kind of like a farmer's market poster vibe. Over the last century, history has taught us that flavor is everything. Why do they capitalize that? Okay. Flavor is everything. We search for the most flavorful and delicious berries for you to share on your table, in your car, and anywhere in between. So that's agriculture, right? They're hybridizing the berries for this trait of flavor. And if you keep them for yourself, your secret's safe with us. Being selfish and private. And we're in this insiders club of the Masons where, shh, it's our little secret. Behind the scenes of our pursuit of flavor. Okay, we can look at that. Then we got favorite recipes. Ooh. Woo! Look at that classic strawberry shortcake. Man, oh man. Heck, you could do that with some Eggo waffles. Wow. And that ready, oh man, that's easy breezy. Blackberry cobbler, yes. Blueberry muffin tops. Wow. Muffin cookies. Classic raspberry pie. Well, that looks fun, doesn't it? And then we've got the usual socials and share it with a friend. Now this is an interesting question that they've got this copyright. So at what point do, we're making these brands for our marketing? At what point do we need to copyright that? Privacy and terms, the contact information, subscription preferences, unsubscribe. Well, that's nice. I like that's easily share the berry joy. I'm sharing the joy. Sharing the joy. Let's look at this behind the scenes. Pursuit of flavor. It says it not loaded. It's just black. There's nothing going on here. Oh, a new day is dawning. Let's see. This is California, right? Oh, and it got dark again. Now it's bright again. Okay, I guess I'm supposed to hit this menu here. Finest berries, recipes, rewards, how we grow careers. Look at the berries. Strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, organic berries, specialty berries. Well, I'll pick organic just since that's what I got there. Okay. We're passionate about growing berries that delight you and nurture farmland. All right, so delight you. So there's your emotion, activating that psychology, getting into that part of your brain, and then this desire to. This is interesting language because there's politics with environmentalism because it's been weaponized to be this Green New Deal thing that it doesn't really have anything to do with anything other than controlling access to land. It's all a scam for rich people. Like, oh yeah, this is a green, where like these rich people buy this land and then they do it for the purpose that they're going to protect it as a preserve, but then they build like a Formula One racetrack, but legally it all qualifies for all this. Yeah, it's a scam. So Driscoll's has done a good job of navigating that by saying nurture farmland, right? Because the nurture, that's natural, and then both the left and the right, they want to take care of the environment, and then they use the phrase farmland, so you got both people there. You got, all these Mexicans that do all this work picking our berries, whether they're in Mexico or California. That's really what goes on. So that hits both the left and right for generations to come. And then that's two concepts of wealth. Environmental wealth, right? There's that product called Seventh Generation. Is that what it's called? That does the recycled products, because the idea is that in order to really be looking after the environment, you have to be thinking 7 generations ahead. And then wealth that's handed down is a lot of money in farming. That kind of generations to come. And we see pictures of the berries. What is organic? Organic, now see, that's here again, good shift, right? Because organic food is, whether you like it or not, I'm going to be the one that's bringing out the consciousness of the politics. Okay, so first of all, organic food, that just used to be natural, and you didn't have to pay an exorbitant amount of money for it. You didn't have to have the government involved. That was just natural. And then these big agri companies like Monsanto come around and we've destroyed the actual earth because of the big agri farming practices to get the most money out of it, right? So now we got to use fertilizer. You got to it's like drugs. You got to like put this nutrition back in the soil because it doesn't have it. And then, you know, like if you go to Disney World, Monsanto's the one that sponsored the land. I think, is that right? It originally was Nestle. Anyway, but they show off, you go on that little boat ride, and this is like from the 70s, and they have this like, all these people in white lab coats, so they're scientists, right? It's the new farmers, the scientists. And they started off with the hydroponics. That was the big deal. And so that's like really artificial, but it's good. You know what I mean? You're putting real nutrients in there. It can be natural and all that stuff. And then you go back further with agriculture since the dawn of time, and you're already hybridizing. You know, we wouldn't even have these. If you look at the history of the development of the foods that we eat, this produce, it didn't even exist. There was no giant potatoes. There was no giant onions. All that stuff was like little, tasted horrible. So this is why I'm talking about politics, is that you can't run away from it. You either, if you don't want to talk about it, you're going to pay the price. And it's uncomfortable to talk about it. But when you do, you figure out, yeah, we can't run away from this. Everything has been artificial since the dawn of time. So as we look forward and see all this computers taking over, literally injecting nanotechnology through these jabs into your body without telling you, and then finally admitting it. Look at the head of Pfizer admitting that when questioned on mainstream news. So that's why I'm having this conversation. Because all of this marketing is all about closing the loop. They want to get all this information from you, and unfortunately they're using all this sneaky technology to get it without your knowledge, because most people don't understand that data is the new money, right? That's what holds the value, is the information and the control of information, thus the censorship. So we need to have these conversations that's going to reduce all this conflict and the cost to get us on the same team working together, right? And to do that cooperatively and voluntarily, as opposed to through all this psychological harassment and subterfuge. But anyway, I was just saying that now that we're talking about organic, it shifts more left politically, because it goes, what is organic? Organic food is produced by growers who emphasize the use of renewable resources and the conservation of soil and water to enhance environmental quality. Okay, so words like renewable resources, yeah, okay, so that gets you into this whole, well, you know, oil is bad. Really? Because this jacket, it's called Swiss, oh, it's a Walmart brand. I have a wallet from them too. What's it called? Oh, shoot. Swiss Gear? No, Swiss Tech. Sorry about that. Okay, so the big brag on this one, when you buy it, it's very affordable. It's a great jacket because it is very thin and it folds up. You know, I can stick it in my backpack. But the brag on it is that it's made from recyclable bottles. Okay, where do those recyclable bottles come from? Oil. So do you see how I'm breaking the spell of this deception in the marketing? You know what I mean? They're over here saying oil is the devil, but then all recyclable products depend on oil. And another one is, I'm 45, so I remember when recycling plastics was this new thing, and then it was the conspiracy theory to go, hey, you know, this company Waste Management is literally like the mob, and hey, like, you know, they're not even really recycling any of this stuff. But now the mainstream media talks about all this. Hey, it's a scam. Hey, did you know that all of that plastic gets sent over to China? China buys our trash. So there you go. It all falls apart. You mean we have to totally change our life like as if we weren't poor enough? Right now, the cost of everything's got to go up. You can't drive your vehicle without blowing in a breathalyzer. Some technology is going to be reading your emotions, and stopping the car, if you said something that wasn't politically correct. Look it up. That's all in the Green New Deal. Because all of these far out ideas, now the internet is part of critical infrastructure. So this is, we're going to have to deal with all this. All right. Pictures, text, just gets deeper into it. It's both an art and a science. True. How they work with nature. Here's another thing. Politics. One family. This is again why we have to discuss this stuff, because both things are true, right? Who doesn't want to live like it's one family? I do. You know what I mean? But the problem with that is, if your family's anything like mine, there's like hardcore Hatfield and McCoy's disagreements. The family structure itself has been destroyed. Why? Because we all have opted into this civilization concept since the dawn of time, and with Rome and Egypt, and now all these computers, and now there's not even nations, and it's Klaus Schwab. You will own nothing and you will like it. I'm the head of the International Monetary Fund. I'm literally Dr. Evil. So no, I don't want to be in that family. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of evil deception. Now, I'm sure that Driscoll's is totally legitimate in that statement, and I believe very much in the VRA fam. That's where I am learning a video ranking academy. Sean Cannell. They have a Facebook group. And now, if we've ever been online for any amount of time trying to do online business, they all have these Facebook groups, and they usually are worth less, right? But like, for the other day was my first time posting in my video, and I was like, this is a great idea, right? Because your goal when you get signed up is to have the 1,000 subscribers. Well, heck, you're getting so much value that everything that I'm looking for and everybody's looking for is, how do you have this real community based on what you're really interested in, not just like, even if I want to find people locally where I live, you can't just go to the bar or go to church, or where are you going to go to find these people? You'd probably have to get online to figure out if there were events, farmers market and all these different things. So that's what I'm looking to do, and that's what is happening with the VRA fam in the Facebook group, because you're really helping each other out, and you have a similar mindset. So heck, those people are probably going to become your subscribers. I have to review a video I was looking at yesterday. On Tuesdays, you could put up your video and comment and give constructive criticism, and there's a channel there I need to check out where they're working on how to buy an RV. What are the kind of questions you need to ask? I'm interested in that topic. I would like to renovate trailers and mobile homes and RVs as a business. And so yeah, I would like to subscribe to that channel. So that's super smart. You know what I mean? Like you're achieving so much just in the way that they do that group. That is so much better than any other group experience that I've had. So talking about the two sides, good and bad, of this one family notion. Every person who helps bring delicious berries to your table is part of the Driscoll's family. And how that obviously is going all the way up to these richest people in the world that consider us all part of their family. And that's the problem with the Klaus Schwab, is he's saying, you know, you got to have this global identity. So this is the way I will end this discussion. Yeah, I think we do need to have a global identity. I think that just the hassle of social media, and how do you interact with strangers? How do I vet these people? These are real concerns. I was just talking with a woman, and okay, for a month, this woman was pretending to be interested in me for a relationship. And she's out in LA, and I you know, and so we just I rarely, I mean, that's one person out of, I never do that, because I'm constantly approached every day by literal scammers. You know what I mean? So I don't engage in that, but we were having a good rapport. Just she's going to the gym, I'm going to the gym. What are you doing? Living in LA? You're from the Philippines? Okay, cool. So a month later, she starts sharing pictures of, oh, here's my BMW, and I don't have a car now. I had this wreck, and then she asks for $500. And I'm like, oh, you are the weakest link, goodbye. But anyway, I put up a video about that. Then I get this other woman contacting me and say, hey, this woman has got a hold of my dad, and like, he is giving her money, and he's not giving me and my grandma money to live, right? So we do need to solve this problem of, who am I working with? What is their actual record? You know what I mean? I don't want to be tracked about everything I do against my will, but you know, I do think it is a good idea that, especially if we can hold these people that are super rich to account, instead of them not having to ever follow the same rules that we do. So these are the discussions that we need to have. What is a way? That's the whole question. How do I vet people that contact me on social media? I mean, what, in like a sales funnel? I need a funnel for, like, okay, here's the hoops you have to go through before I'm gonna spend my time and energy on you. Because in the view of Klaus Schwab, when he says we need to have a global identity, he means you can no longer have privacy, you can no longer have human rights, you can no longer be an individual. That's all being, you know, they're like, this year Elon Musk is coming out with the Neuralink, as if we weren't addicted enough to these phones. And in the next generation, they are literally going to put this VR stuff and these brain things into their brain. So, you know, right now in marketing, you have to use psychology, right? And a lot of that is subversive, okay? To get you to want to do things that you, if you were thinking about it, you go, oh, I shouldn't do that, right? Now they're getting you to want to be a slave, and this is what's been going on with George Orwell, 1984, and forever. Okay, so But now we're talking about they're just going to affect your brain patterns without having to send messages. They're going to work with your I feel good, I feel bad, to just make you be a human robot. So that's not the kind of global identity that I want to have. I'm sure that people are going to be like, oh, I don't want to hear all your political talk. So my question is, how do I, find the people that do understand and appreciate this decoding of this marketing, me representing, because now they're targeting anybody that questions anything as a terrorist. So we're all going to have to use these alternative media, alternative lifestyle things just to survive, So how do I cooperate with that group? How can we diffuse the tension that's created by the media to this left versus right type of thing? Because left versus right is really alchemy. The left is the male energy of consciousness and logic, and then the right is the female energy of intuition. You don't know why you're doing it, but you're drawn to it because that's your subconscious. That's the legitimate, and you can't pick one over the other. That's why you have a left and right hemisphere of your brain. You see what I'm saying? So how can we diffuse the political tension? And ultimately, how can we use these amazing marketing tools to take over for government? We need to be solving our own problems. Like how can I target the people like this woman that found out after I shared my story? Let's find all those other people. Heck, we could have the woman that's getting the money, the guy that's being irresponsible, all the family members that are harmed by this, and we could all work on this. You don't have to send people to jail because government is just making money off of pretending like they're helping when everything just gets worse and worse the more money they get. No. We need to help each other out, and the profit is that we fix these problems, because you could put a dollar amount on that. That's what we're talking about, that your immaterial, spiritual, emotional, mental life is just as real as anything physical, and that we do have the tools to realistically put values on that and make those exchanges, which is a combination of this capitalism and communism model. And if you look up Karl Marx, it was always understood that capitalism is the first stage of communism, because you connect everybody through trade. That's why we have corporations everywhere. And then all of a sudden, oh, we're all making you wear masks just because we're enslaving you, not because we created the thing that's making you sick. And so everything's going according to plan, but we have to get more of us to realize what's going on and then be able to have measurable outcomes. So thanks for investigating the Driscoll's berries. All right. And then I'll just take you to my YouTube channel is Chad Warren Affiliate Marketing. And my website is chad-warren.com.